I can close OBS, and holy cow, that's backwards. My display's backwards. No more, no more. I'm sick of getting. Yes. All right. So let's get rid of all of these because, bucko, we don't need these. You don't know me. Oh yeah, let me open up the chat so I can actually see what the thick is going on. Alright, so there's my stream. Pop out chat. Close that. There we go. Alright, so I'm sitting here. I love how like I'm talking about deleting stuff and you guys couldn't even see what the crap I was doing. Brilliant, Craig. Alright, so there he goes. Yeah, so it's like 4 in the morning, so wow, that's the first time I've ever seen YouTube say the stream bitrate is higher than the recommended. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and create our plugin. It's gonna be a little bit annoying with the wire dangling down in front of me, but that's alright. Me like you. Na, 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 na. Main.js. Well, let's call it no. Okay, let's do something actually a little bit more unique. So let's actually, we're gonna try and use Typescript. What was the Typescript in it? There it is. Oh boy, I really don't know if we're gonna do this though. What? You mean there's an error? There's not an error. You just think there's an error. What? No inputs were found, and yes, they were. You silly VS Code. You don't know what you're doing. Okay, so moving on. We are going to now go back to our terminal. Actually, no, we're gonna edit this. I forgot like how to. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the output directory. So the output directory is redirect output to the directory. Yes. That needs to. Oops. What am I doing? Magnabbit. Yeah, that needs to not be. So this needs to be JS/plugins. Where's files? Okay, I gotta look that up real quick. I forgot how to. Actually, I got my chat up above too, so I don't really need to. Typescript, multiple files. Actually, no. We're not gonna do that. We don't need to do it that way. All right, so yeah, we are just gonna. All right, here we go. UnPG.ts. Oh, this is exciting. We're going open heckin' source. This is the coolest thing. This is the first project I've ever done open source, so I'm like kind of excited about it. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing though, as far as like GitHub goes. So yeah, that's gonna require a lot of what the heck am I doing? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Let's see, what are we gonna need? Like, what's the most optimal way that I can do this? We're gonna use worker threads, of course. So, I'm actually, yeah, worker. Hey, your phone's laggy. Yes, sir. You know it, Iron. We going that open source, baby. Worker.ts. Problem is, like, I want to use advanced features, and I don't know how to make it compatible with browsers if I do that. You know? I can, though. There is a way. I just got a brain. Alright, I just got a big brain. I'm sick of getting stuck in the same routine again. Alright, so, UnPG.ts. What we're gonna do... Ooh, you know what? Instead of making the worker thread TypeScript as well, we're just gonna make this a JS file. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do something similar to what I did before. We're gonna append, this will make it cross-compatible as well. We're gonna append the file to TJ, what? Yeah, anyways, we're gonna append the file to a thing, and makes no sense. The document, the main document, we're gonna append that. We're gonna append the worker thread to the main document, so that it's, yeah. Worker, wait, UnPG worker.js. So yeah, we're just gonna leave this file alone for now because we're not gonna get to that just yet, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna create a little quick anim process here. Var file equals document.create element src, script. File src is equal to .js/plugins/unpgworker.js. And we just need to test this out and see if it works. Oh no, did I install Steam on the, or did I install RPG Maker MV rather on the portable drive? Nope. Because I'm using the Mac to do the streaming. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, UnPG worker, no, we don't need that. Alright. So we're gonna compile this in a minute and see if it works. File dot, wait, yeah, document dot append child file. That's all we really need. So let's just go ahead and do dc unpg, and in theory it should just put it in the plugins section. No? Siri thought I was talking to her. Magnabbit. Well, whatever. We'll just manually drag it then. Let's go ahead and see if it worked. Simplified it pretty well. UnPG. It should work. I really don't know why it wouldn't. Aha! CommunityBasics.js. Oh. Yeah, it's because we had those and we already deleted those files. And yeah, it is on GitHub, Iron Crater, but I have no heckin' clue what the heck I'm doing with GitHub. Only one element or document may be allowed. So it's doing it twice. Why is it doing it twice? What? That should not be doing that twice. Let's try this then. Then we'll know. Dang it. Yeah. Once I get this part though, we'll get into the interesting stuff. To not have that so loud, or at all actually. So let's see, title none. Get out of here! You're stinking the place up. All right. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's opening here. Displays. I need to set this as my main monitor real quick, because otherwise it'll dank every dang where and keep opening on the wrong screen. Hey, Yami no world, what up? Sekai. Are you a planet? Dude, I want to be planet Earth. Or maybe I don't really. Humans are kind of like giant fleas if you think about it. I'm here too, by the way, but I'll be passing out sometime soon. You're a legend though, bro. Watching your work is motivating as heck. You're motivating as heck. Honestly, actually, I genuinely mean that. You being here like motivates me. Everyone like showing up and stuff. It's really cool. It's actually what makes YouTube worth doing is like the interaction that you get with people. I mean, you know, sure the high views and stuff are nice, but the best part is interacting with everybody. I don't know, it's just something about it, man. It just takes your stresses out, you know? It's weird. Alright, so that should be appending the file just fine. There's no errors. UnPG worker is now appended. Yes, it is. Alright, so that is the way that we want to do it. That'll make it cross-compatible with a bunch of bozers and everything. But now that we've appended that, we don't... Wait a minute. The worker threads, they don't require to be part of the main thing, do they? Here, let's try this. Const new worker equals something. Wait, what? Oh. No, let's try this though. Let's keep the source. Let src let worker equals new worker, and then yeah, there it is. Yeah, the URL. So src return worker. So let's compile that and then try that. It's gonna uncomment that as well. Now it should compile over here proper. No, it doesn't. Why? Whatever. I'm just gonna move the TS file to the thing. What am I doing? Alright, so now in theory we should be able to do new worker. Oops. Yep, there it is. So bar what? F equals new worker. Console.log F. There we go. It's a worker, and now we got it working properly. Pun? Maybe? A little bit? I don't know. Sorta? Kinda? Half pun? Wait, what are you talking about? I love how like the initial file like janked out. William coding at 1 a.m. Deprecate. Yeah, my sleep schedule is jank. I actually woke up at midnight, so I've only been up for like 4 hours right now. We're gonna move this to the plugins thing. Yeah, no, redeclared block, blah blah. Ignore that. That's actually not an error. It's because it's reading from here as well. So I'm just gonna delete the code on this, and that'll fix the error. Okay. So we got our worker thread now. That'll work with browsers. What's the best way to go about it? Const processes equals. Wait. Let's do. Yeah, threads is equal to that, and then we're gonna do for let I equals 0 is less than 28. No. Let's just do up to. Let's do 12. Let's do up to like 12 different workers. And like I want to have each of them do their own interesting thing. These workers here are going to. I gotta remember how to send. Well, I'll look that up in a minute. But yeah, so we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna have like 12 workers. I'm gonna have a couple of them process different things. besides the sprites and whatnot. But for the most part, these are going to be processing sprites' locations and determining whether they're visible or not. And I'm thinking about storing sprite information within a value, and then like not just hiding the sprite or whatever, or not drawing it. I'm talking like we could potentially be able to. Yeah, I woke up at midnight, Links. But yeah, we could potentially be able to have literal insane performance. Like, the problem is stuttering. See, when you have worker threads, they have to synchronize with each other. There is no, as far as I know, there is no asynchronous worker thread. So, the main program will halt for a quick nanosecond. Well, not literally a nanosecond, but yeah, just for a quick second, and that's going to cause spikes in your FPS. You're going to be running at a smooth frame rate, but it's going to look jittery and jank. So we're going to try and alleviate that by making more thread workers, more worker processes, and having them process less each. And in theory, it should remove the jank from the stuttering. So threads, not push. New worker. And then I'm just going to console log that real quick. So let's compile that. Oh yeah. JS, CD, plugins. So now that it's compiled, it should, there we go, yeah. There's our workers. Okay, good. We have 12 worker processes, and we can do whatever the thick we want with them. Again, ignore these errors. It's just because they're already declared here and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know, like, I remember I was going on like a mod clearing thing, and then I wasn't. And then I forgot to, like, add people back and whatnot. But yeah, at the moment though, I don't really need any mods. We're good. Any new mods anyway. Time to steal your lack of mod powers. Got him. Yeah, Shad. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so yeah, now that we have our worker threads, we're just gonna comment some stuff as well, so that we, yeah. Function. Wait, at const function new worker creates a worker process used for multi-threading. Wow, you know you code too much when you put a semicolon after parentheses just for, I don't know, just didn't want to think about it. I don't know, it's weird. Alright, const array threads, container for thread processes, const threads to create is equal to 12. Hey, Danny, how's it going, dude? Danny Day, welcome to the stream. I do hope you enjoy your stay. Your name reminds me of Denny's, and it makes me want a Belgian waffle. Let's see. Const number amount of thread processes to create, not linked to actual core thread count, but more should take advantage if people have the threads for it. But they look nice. Semicolons are not required in JS, but they look nice. I agree, they do look nice, and they are my thing, my go-to. Actually, hey, you know what? Low key, you're wrong, good sir. Cause this kind of function right here, this anonymous function that gets called, if you were to remove this, that would result in an error here. It would not process this. It would think that this is a continuation of this line here. So technically, semicolons are sometimes needed, good sir. I'll have you know. Nah, but for the most part, yeah, they're not really needed, and I don't know, I just prefer them. They look nice to me. You know, the weird pixels, the way they're shaped, it just makes it feel more code-like, you know? Makes it feel more like, it's kind of like you're so used to Java. Java's nice. This is, right now we're doing TypeScript, which is technically JavaScript, but different, a hair. Like you can do declare, window, base, oops, and then any. Yeah, that's how it goes. There's a couple of differences and whatnot. All right, so now we're creating our. I'm just trying to create some comments real quick since we're going open source and everything. Again, though, I have no heckin' idea what I'm doing with the open source part. So if there's, by the end of the stream, if there's anybody in the chat that knows like about GitHub and all that, it's been a hot minute. Why use TypeScript instead of JS? Compatibility. I want to make it compatible with like older browsers and everything. And when you compile down TypeScript, plus it's a lot cleaner for me to code in TypeScript than it is like in JavaScript. And yeah, you get more compiling options that way. You can actually set it up to where it can compile for ES6. You can make it compile for ES5. So like if I, for example, older browsers don't support const and all that. Videos definitely help with that. Yeah, you're right. I'll just look them up. Dagnabbit. I was hoping to have someone do all the hard work for me though. Depends on the editor. Some of the necessary semicolons are handled on the back end. That's also a good point. Oh, dude, C is a really good language. C is awesome. But I know for the most part, you need Git and stuff. You know, all right, we'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. It's gonna be so fun making this open source though. Private coding project on the GitHub. Oh, good. GitLab links. I will talk to you after the stream then, and yeah, maybe you can help me set up an open source project for this. What was I even talking about a second ago? Oh yeah. So with TypeScript, if we do this, if we do const f equals async return F for respects. If we do this and then we compile it, you'll see it creates like a sort of. Should we go to VC then? Not this stream, but in the future, yes. In the future, I will actually open up the voice chat for everyone who's on the stream who wants to join. But yeah, basically, the reason I'm using TypeScript is because if a browser does not support asynchronous functions, when it compiles, as you can see, it kind of creates an alternative to it, in a sense. So yeah, like one of the, because I wanted to use asynchronous functionality, but like with older browsers that don't really support async and stuff like that. And it's just a lot easier to manage with TypeScript. It is cool. It is freaking amazing. TypeScript is so heckin' swag, dude. Look it up. Pi, I really highly recommend looking it up. It is the coolest thing that I have seen in a long time. I am a gigantic fan of TypeScript. All right, so let's get started now. create the thread workers. All right, so what should our first target be? Okay, so our target's gonna be a class, a Sprite class, kind of like what I did before. So let's do that. Class SPR. We're just gonna call it USprite for UnPG Sprite. Extends Sprite. Now, see, we're getting an error. It's not really an error. It's more like a warning. So like we're gonna fix that by doing this. We're gonna do declare Sprite. Oops, I keep forgetting about that. Any. And yeah, that'll fix up the. It's a jank way of doing things. Ever consider making an RPG game engine from scratch? I have, and I've been playing around with one, but I don't know. I can't get into it. Like, I was using Pixie.js for the project as well. I don't know, man. I can't stay hooked on that for some reason, especially knowing that RPG Maker MV is probably going to be like significantly better than. I mean, yeah, it's fun, but when you start working on it for a long enough time, you kind of get bored of it. It's really weird. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody paid me to make them a game engine, then yes, I mean, I would 100% be on that game right there, right then and there, and I would make it really high end. As high end as my abilities will let me. Because when someone pays you money, you can't be jank. You gotta really try to. You gotta try to do your best. But personally, no, I don't know. I just get too bored. You gotta stick out. Yeah, but how? How do you stick out? Like, how do you compete with RPG Maker MV right now? Besides their jank as hell tiling system. Like the way they handle their tiles, you can't do anything like to a specific tile because it's all painted onto one massive canvas. Which is technically good because gigantic performance improve. Gamerstrat, commission Craig to make Zypher Force X so it finally gets finished. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, if people wanted to support that project, you best believe it, dude. I would be all over that project. Again, it's because it's something different. I don't know how to explain it, but ever since I started my commissions, for example, are you going to include how you did the multi-threading? Yeah, we got that commented. It's right here. We create the workers. We create a function rather that creates the workers. Yeah. I say his Patreon would be the best way. Just gotta learn to put his stuff in the description. Yeah, dude. Like, I gave up on my Patreon because I didn't really have any idea on how to reward people. Like, awesome, thank you. You're welcome. Turns out multi-threading is actually pretty simple. But it's simple, but it's not. Multi-threading itself, yes, that's simple. But getting your processes to kind of know their limits to avoid stutter is ridiculous. That is the most obnoxious thing. Because you kind of have to guesstimate, and you can't do that because if you guesstimate, then somebody else's system is not going to be the same as yours, so you're going to end up like causing them some mad jank lag. So you gotta use your multi-threading properly. One thing that I found out is you actually want to use multi-threading for very light tasks. You still want to use your main processing thread. Yeah, couldn't get it to work in UnPG. Way easier in plain Node.js. Node Freeman, what? Yeah, whatever, Node Freeman. Dr. Freeman, yes, you know what you're talking about. I'm guessing with Node you use Cluster. Node Cluster. Cluster is pretty good. I love Cluster. I like Cluster because it connects with everything that you're currently with. But the JavaScript worker thing is its own process. And what's really interesting, though, about the worker threads are created sort of like with an operating like with the main system access, sort of, not really. Anyway, it's a little unsecure if it's not managed, but thankfully Chromium, I guess, does a little okay. RPGmaker is fairly limited in possible styles and doesn't allow cutscenes. But making something like an engine for strangers, yeah, but that's the thing though. I don't know how I would make it compete, because with RPG Maker MV, yes, you're technically limited unless you know how to code. But if you know how to code, well, there's literally no point in not using MV, because MV, while it is using a slightly outdated node, it's good. It's really, really heckin' good. Like, I used to say that it was bad. Well, not bad, but it wasn't that good. But that's just because I didn't understand like how the power that you have at your fingertips with MV. RPG Maker MV can literally be used to make virus games. I'm not even kidding. Like, you can have like gigantic security issues, but generally Node handles things like that pretty well. But yeah. I just think it doesn't give you a lot of yeah, the engine itself, the engine editor, does not give you flexibility at all. It is so severely. They were missing out on so many opportunities, and while I can argue I can bring those opportunities back in a custom engine, son of a lesbian hooker, it would be ridiculously hard. It would take a long time. You should make a mod to RPG Maker MV where you convert the current tiling system into one. I know, man. I know. I've been wanting to. That's what I was complaining about the most. Like when I was doing the reflection plugin, for example, right? I was trying to make it so that you can, just do reflections on like specific tiles or whatever. But as it turns out, the tiles are not tiles. They're all painted on one giant canvas, and it's so annoying because you can't do anything with specific tiles that way. You can't add a filter, for example, to next Yanfly Pog? Maybe. Couldn't agree more. I tried Unity, DirectX, XNA. The problem is RPG Maker MV gives a lot of value out of the box, but it lacks extensibility in a way. Yes, exactly. You nailed it. That's pretty much exactly. But yeah, it's really annoying because it had so much potential. Wait, why is Constructor giving me an error? Oh yeah, because I didn't call super yet. So we need to do bitmap. So what I'm gonna do for the threads, I'm actually going to divide them. So yeah, let's just do this. Let's do let worker index equals 0. Index of the worker thread used to reduce workload by attaching each sprite to a different thread until loop. Alright, so how we're going to do this is this dot ID, thread ID is going to be equaling to worker index percent threads to create. And what that's going to do is basically every time the index gets above or equal to whatever, yeah, it's equal, isn't it? No, so we need to do +1. Well, we'll see. We'll get an error if not anyways. So yeah, we'll come back and fix that if that's the case. But basically, when it gets to threads to create, it's going to go back to 0. Processes x/y on a separate thread to improve performance by removing when off screen. Okay. I'm really thinking that we shouldn't do this, but instead, yeah. So instead of doing this, what we can do now is this dot sprite is equal to new sprite bitmap. Yes, it does. That's what I'm creating it for. What are you smoking? Property sprite does not exist on type use sprite. What? Do we have to define it here in the thing? No? Huh. Why is that giving me an error? That makes no sense. Hold on, let me get rid of that. No, that's not it either. What is it talking about? What? Have you developing a plugin? Yes, I have been developing plugins. Won't return, return the remainder? No, kind of. Sort of, kind of. So basically, let me go ahead and show you. I'll actually write like a small little script thing. So I'm going to do var f equals 0. F, it should be 0, yeah. So set interval. Yeah, I'm just going to console.log f. F plus equals 1. Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to do var f2 equals 0. So we're going to console log f2. We're going to set f2 to f%12. This is a good way we can actually find out as well. Yeah, there we go. 11 and 12. Yep, so I was right. We do need the... So yeah, it is. We don't need to do the +1. All right. It does return the remainder, but the way it works, you can actually use it to... Fine, well, extends this then. So weird. That is the jankest thing on why it does that. It should not give you an error when you're creating a thing. Yeah, we can store the sprites in another array, actually. We don't need to do it this way. But yeah, pi. If that didn't make any sense, I can explain differently. I kind of went like a little random with that. Let's see. Well, I gotta get my coffee there. Also, Hiru, welcome to the stream. Creation data. X, this dot X, Y, this dot Y. No, let's separate all these actually. We don't need a creation data. Yeah, I think we do, because look, we're gonna this dot set creation data. We'll do another one, but right now I'm not. My sleep schedule and everything, I'm not tired, so it'd be kind of pointless. Also, it depends, Chad. If my job is open again, but they're not very busy at all, so they're not calling everyone back yet. But when they do call me back, I'm not gonna be able to do late night stuff because my job is in the morning, so I wouldn't be able to do like late night stuff. Unless I change my sleep schedule so that I wake up at like 3 a.m. or something, but then that wouldn't be a true late night thing. So I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, good points you make. I know, right? I make the best of points. Alright, so this dot creation data equals X and Y. I am awake right now, and that's because I woke up at midnight. Rip. I could do a jank stream, but it wouldn't be a true jank stream, basically, Iron. It would be a hot, like, mess of acting. Like, yeah. Yeah, no. The try-hard jokes would be a little cringe. So, yeah, Shad knows what I'm talking about. Because, like, before the last stream, I just randomly said moldy something something, and I'm not gonna finish that. You're saying you're too awake to be in a brain-dead joke state. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Yeah, see, Shad knows what's up. He knows. I am too awake. I'm woke AF. Chad, if you want to do garbage streams, though, to the channel, with some friends or whatever, just don't backlog it, but you can do that, dude. You know? Just don't let it upload. Because, yeah. But yeah, because if you did that, you see the brain dead joke state peaking? Oh, I don't know, man. It might be peeking out a little bit. You might be trying to slide into them DMs. Method set creation data sets the creation data used for tracking its initial position upon being created. Not sure if we'll use this, but it's here if we need it. I'm thinking of using that for determining stuff like particle respawn points and stuff like that. Let's go to that part. Alright, so now we have it on that thread, so we're gonna do should we do it that way? No, we don't need to do that because then we can just, yeah, no, we don't need to assign it to the actual. Let's stream a video of Dreamer dancing loop for 5 hours. Yes. Can we have a method to encrypt JS files, like images and audio when built? Maybe. That's actually one of the things that I have been focusing on since I created my business, was learning encryption. Sort of, and hashing and all that stuff, but yeah, and learning HTTP protocols and stuff like that, TCP nonsense. But yeah, Koi says, but the issue with encrypting in Node.js, generally a lot of the algorithms that are used are only meant for encrypting strings, which you can convert a file into a string, but it's not going to be easily unconvertible because of the character set that it's going to be using to convert. Usually is UTF-8, and UTF-8 does not support, if I remember right, it doesn't support like the all the characters like that gets converted. So when you reconvert it back, it's being reconverted into a file, but it's using the UTF-8. And so there's a lot of missing information. And because of that, you end up with a broken file that doesn't do anything. But with that, we need internet to play. I understand a little bit, Node. What do you mean? What do you mean we need internet? Oh, you're talking to a TCP thing? No, I was just giving an example of things that I was learning. But yeah, it's not exactly easy to compress files. Not with Node. I mean, you can do it. There's plenty of stuff out there, especially NPM packages. But then you got to be concerned about the licensing of said NPM package and the crediting and all that stuff. Basically, I feel like if I can't do it on my own, I generally try not to do it, like using some other source. You're back from the store. Welcome back. All right, so let's go big brain time. This Sprite needs to be processed by a thread. So we need to look up how the threads work again, because I forgot. Using web worker, yeah, Mozilla, here we go. I already know what they do. If worker.worker. Error handling and backwards compatibility. It's a good idea to wrap your worker inside code using the following. Somebody wants to add that to the open source part, then yeah, maybe. My worker equals the worker. First to on-change, second to on-change. Wait a minute, on-change? If the magic of workers happens via the post message method and the on message event. When you want to send a worker or a message to the worker, you post messages to it like this. Dot on change equals function worker does post message posted to worker, but there's a better way of doing that. Oh yeah, duh. The first dot on change thing, yeah, that's why. So we just do the post message. And hold on. One sec, guys. Be right back. If I can unclip my mic. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So my ferret's being a little needy. So she wants the door open because she does not like closed doors. So yeah, my dad is sleeping in the next room, so I'm gonna have to talk a little bit lower. So I hope you guys can still hear me. Yeah, so I'm gonna be trying to talk a little bit softer. So on message, this is the worker thread. I remember this part. What? Oh, not here. It's not what I wanted to do. Worker. On message is equal to function. We do need to keep this cross compatible, so I am going to be using the older style. You know JavaScript, you're not a super expert, you can make things alone. But can you tell me what tutorial I can start in this with MV? Honestly, I really should create some, because it's not that there's like MV specific code. There kind of is, because like the weird way that they chose to do things, but for the most part though, it is just standard JavaScript. You have your classes here, which they wrote in the style of functions, and constructors and whatnot. Yeah, you know what? I think I will. I think I'll do that. I'll start working on tutorials. I've been saying that I was going to, and I never got around to it, but I will now. I actually will start tutorial series. I just need to find a way to make it interesting and not boring. Because trust me, like when you program too much, or like when you just watch a tutorial of some programmer, like for example, I can maybe watch about an hour's worth of learning a new language or anything like that, like learning some weird system that I didn't know when it comes to programming. But after that, my brain just melts, and I got to figure out a way to not do that to everybody else. But I will. I'll actually start planning it. Okay. It's so weird though, because now that I have the new internet, it's like I'm on Wi-Fi, and yet not for my main computer here, but for the MacBook that I'm using to stream. Oh my gosh, this is insane. It's saying now, it's like the stream's bitrate is higher than the recommended. And I'm not used to that at all. Oh no, look, what tutorial I'm working through. Currently to learn DirectX 12. It's kind of brain melting. Yeah, dude, no. Heck with that. Heck with that. Heck with that. No. Links, you can keep your DirectX, okay? You can keep your dang DirectX and shove it. I want to stay far away from DirectX. That is, well, at least for now. You want to talk about headache stuff. OpenGL and DirectX and Vulkan and stuff like that. What the crap? Also, OpenGL is obnoxious because if you're trying to make something like with DirectX and OpenGL, because OpenGL, the values are inverted from DirectX, if I remember. So, like, if you want to make it DirectX and OpenGL, you gotta, like, do some jank AF workaround thing, which actually, you have to, like, take your numbers and then just, like, invert them or something. It's weird. It's weird. What's the most confusing one you remember? And what's the hardest? What, the language? C++, hands down. Actually, no, scratch that. There was a language, I didn't know much about it though. So yeah, C++, we'll go with that. No, forget that. You know what? GLSL. Yes. GLSL, shader language. That is, no, it's not that C++ is hard. It's advanced and it's complex. You know what I mean? There's a lot to it. There's a lot of ways that you can go about doing things with C++. And like, it never really feels like you're doing it the right way. I feel like every time I try to code in C++, it is needy. It is needy as well, yeah. It's weird because like it's needy, but there's also multiple routes that you can take to achieve like the same goal. You can use 3.js instead of OpenGL. That's true. Yes, you can. I need to take a look at 3.js. I've looked a little bit about it. Somebody recommended it to me before, and I've looked a little bit about it, and I gotta say, oh my gosh, it takes the annoyance out. But you're still gonna have to write your own shaders though, if you want to, you know, get truly customizable. And it's not that OpenGL itself is the hard part. It's like writing the proper shaders. I don't know why. Shader language for me is alien, dude. Like, I understand it, but then I can't seem to get it right. It's so weird. It's simple in how it works, but catching errors in shaders is really weird. The main problem is how much it allows, and then where you hit your head on depending on their solution. Pretty much, yeah. And if you're doing a giant C++ project, I really insanely recommend that you comment. You comment the F out of everything. Alright, so we're going to make a thing called process. And this is going to send the thread. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do this way. All right. Threads. This dot thread ID dot post message. I think it's that way, right? Yeah. And then we just do this. We do x, this dot x, y, this dot y. I do want to keep it simple though. I think I'm just gonna have the sprites with the multi-threading thing. I'm gonna keep it as simple as possible this time around. For now, I just want to process their location. By having the location processing being done, it should lighten the load a little bit on the main thread. By not having to constantly check their X and Y to see if they're, you know, on or off screen. We can do all that. Okay, yeah. And then we're going to do this. We're going to do... Okay, good. Okay, yes. And we can actually send over the screen data as well. But to do that, we would have to copy. That would have to be per sprite with the screen data. That could actually get a little overwhelming. No, that's not true. No, we don't need to do that. Yeah. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do all that. We just need to send over the width and height, which actually shouldn't do much at all. Graphics.box width, h graphics.box height. Oops. So yeah, basically all we need to do here is, yeah, I know graphics isn't declared. So all we need to do here then, hold on, I mean, from how much we learned, only get since your classes for everything in C++. But there's gonna be so many files. Yes, dude, there's a ton of, there's like a ton of different, and like then you gotta use your header files properly and everything. And it's like, when I was learning C++, I didn't really get that far in, but you know, no more than command line stuff. I didn't really play around with any libraries except for, there was one GUI library that I played around with for like a minute, but I didn't get very far in it. But yeah, your header files and everything used to define, if I remember right, they were used to define values like before the main thing. So that you don't get errors and stuff when you're trying to call something that wasn't defined. Now let's see. Yeah, so we're just gonna send over the graphics width and height, and then we can check and see if the x is less than 0. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Less than 0 minus the width of the sprite. So we're gonna do screen width, screen height. So then we're gonna do width, this dot bitmap dot width. Okay, hold on. Width, we're gonna do W. H, we're gonna do H. So then, the reason we're doing this is because let H 0. If this dot bitmap, then we're gonna do this. W is equal to this dot bitmap dot width, and H is equal to the height. What's up, girl? What's up, baby? Okay, girl? Hmm? What you doing? Hmm? You wandering? You my boo-boo. Right. She got fleas again. It's almost time for her next flea treatment. Things bug her, man. Poor boo-boo. Alright. To be honest, it seems, depends on what you're doing with coding language, but I do like C++ a lot. I like it, but it's just not, it's not my favorite cup of tea. My favorite is Node. Oh, by the way, speaking of Node.js, links. Since you like C++, you will love Node.js. You can actually apparently write, you can write your own packages, I guess. You can write your own stuff in C++. And use it in Node or something like that. It's really cool. I didn't look too much into that, but yeah, it's awesome. So let's try compiling this down real quick. It might throw an error at us. Nope. We don't need to check directly. I know the errors are gonna, as long as I have this open, it's gonna be like, oh no, these are already declared. Okay, everything seems to be compiling correctly. The classes and everything seem to have compiled correctly, and there's no errors. Good. WASM can write in C++ and compilers too, and JS. Oh, dude, what? How does that even work? Like oh man, the amount of headache that would happen if I were to try and like duplicate the functionality of C++ in JavaScript. Heck with that. No thank you. Maybe if somebody paid me like $100,000, then I would try to figure that out. But without that, Forget it. You are on your own. You're sticking to C++. I am not making a thing for you to convert. Heck that. No, dude. Like, my brain would explode from the frustration. Like, Compiling C++ down to JavaScript, or up to JavaScript, whatever way you want to look at it. What the crap? Now, with Node.js, maybe. But standard JavaScript, like compatible with browsers. No, good sir. You can take your... No, thank you, bucko. Not happening. Also, what the crap is WASM? Morgan Freeman. Sorry. I've had too much coffee, apparently. Alright, so yeah, this is all working. Now we're gonna go to our workup thread. We're gonna do var dat equals e.data. So yeah, the e.data is the stuff that we're sending over. Since we're doing it this way now, instead of sending it, we don't have to do a for loop. So we can do dat.x is greater than, is less than 0. Wait, and then we're going to do this. We're going to do dat.renderable equals false. We'll start it off as true. Yeah, we'll start off as true. So if x is less than 0, x is less than negative dat.w, there we go. So if it's completely off screen. Message retracted. Different commands you do. Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. It allows you to give direct memory access, so you don't have to install middleware. Wait, how does that work? Wait, what? WebAssembly allows you... Oh, dude, I'm gonna look into that. What? How does that even... Who figures this crap out? What kind of mad geniuses figure this out? Which should mean you can use DirectX 12 on the web. However, I haven't seen anyone try to do it. Yeah, that'd be immensely pointless, because... F that. Actually, it wouldn't be pointless, but a lot of people use WebGL not for, like, you know, high-end stuff. They just use it for, like, effects for websites or some kind of weird functionality they need for some magic reason. But DirectX on the web, that would be really neat. Apple actually went that direction, and with Mac OS, you actually there's a thing you can. It's like a sort of sample API thing. It's currently testing, if I remember, but you can use Metal, Web Metal instead of WebGL. It's pretty cool. I haven't it's so new, I guess, or unused or unheard of that I couldn't even really find any good examples of Web Metal. .y is less than negative .h. Daddy. And .x is greater than .sw. What? Dagnabbit. .y. And let's fly high. Why do I have Dragon Ball Super stuck in my head? SH and .y. Oops. Oh, oops. What am I doing? Yeah, I really like this setup, this streaming setup. It leaves my my main computer completely not processing anything to do with the stream, because I'm using a capture card and I'm using the MacBook to like this hooked up to it. Yeah, OpenGL is like shader half. DirectX 12 supports shader 5.1. Oh, direct. Oh, shader 1 and 2. Yeah. I know. I think OpenGL is up to 3, right? 3 point. Well, at least for Linux, I think in Linux, like OpenGL supports up to shader 4, doesn't it? I didn't think OpenGL was that far behind. Like as far as it's because like it's so. I would think that it would actually be ahead of DirectX because of the fact that it's open. You know, it's. Huh. Seriously, it's only on. It only supports 1 and 2. I mean, not that it really matters that much because there's not a lot that you're going to be requiring, but still, that's weird, man. DirectX is worked on by one of the bigger teams at Microsoft. Yes, it is, but there's like a lot more people in the open source world. Anyway, now back to what I was doing here. Dot renderable equals true. Wait. Yeah, let's just start with false. Now we need to post the message back. So we're gonna do that. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that. We need to set up the response. Okay, so we're gonna set up the response on this. So tell me if this is a bad idea. I think it is. But I don't really know any other way of doing it optimally. So for now, we'll stick with this. Is this a bad idea, guys? I really don't know. Holy crap. Yeah, the on message is equal to... Like, that'll reset it for everything, right? Dang, man. Alright, so what if we alias... Yeah, okay, at the creatus. Okay, at the creatus? What? Okay, hold on. This dot worker is equal to that. And then this dot worker proc is equal to dot on change, right? Or on message, that's what it was. And then threads, this dot thread ID dot. Wait, why is that different? On message equals function. This dot worker proc dot call this. E. Was it E, right? Yeah. And then we can process that. All right. So let me comment this stuff. Create a link to the worker. Update the worker's process to include this sprite. No, that's not good either, because when we delete the sprite or go to like a new thing, oh man, Okay, so what can we do about that? Okay, I know what we're gonna do. So here we're gonna do on message equals function. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah, there we go. Actually, we don't need to do that either, do we? Yeah, we can just do, well, I'm gonna keep it that way anyway. It's a little bit cleaner. Make the garbage collector for the threads. Yeah, we could, but we don't need to if we set it up the right way, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. So my idea here is to give each, the threads array, each entry, a worker thing like it needs to be, but then it also has its own sprites, sprite array that it uses to process. Matter of fact, dagnabbit, I just ripped, did I rip my mic out? Hope not. Yeah. Oh, here we go. On message equals I forgot that we're doing ES6 and stuff, Typescript, so we can make it a little bit easier. This needs to be -1 as well. So then we can do what? Now push this. Okay, here we go. This is what we're going to be doing. Okay. Instead of... Oops, that's not where I wanted that. Okay, so we're going to need to link the sprite ID as well. So upon doing this, so I'm just going to do that right there. .sprites.push this. Upon doing that, we're also going to need to get... Yeah, okay. .length -1. This is like slightly jank, but it should reduce the amount of bullcrap that needs to happen. So what we're doing here, how can I explain this? I don't know if I can. Alright, so this dot sprite link is equal to that. So set sprite link value to the sprite ID in the worker array. That, okay, in my head this is making sense, but I know explaining it's probably not going to be a thing. Basically, we're allowing the sprite link thing to link to this so that when we delete it later, we know exactly where to delete it at. So like we don't need to. Matter of fact, we can just do this. We don't even need to link it this way. Yeah, there we go. We can just do it that way. And now the sprite link, we can use that when we're setting the values here. So post message. Yeah, here we go. for let j in this dot sprites, right? No, it wouldn't be like that. So then we need to do this. Let target equal that. Excuse me. Yeah, and then we're gonna do for let j in target dot sprites. Target dot sprites. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's it. All right. So we might not even need the sprite link. Target dot sprites dot renderable. Yeah, we do. We do need sprite link. All right. Equals e dot data dot renderable. Set render flag and sprite. So yeah, it is renderable, right? Yeah. Okay. Without testing this though, this is going to be a little insane. Okay, so the Chrome Jet engine is pretty far behind. No access to no direct access because no pointers. Yeah. Okay, so we're setting the sprite. We're setting this thing's flag. So when we create sprites.push this. So what we need to do is not do that, but instead do renderable false. Yeah, okay. So then we can do, in the process thing, we can do this. We can do if this dot sprite link dot renderable is not equal to true. Wait, if it is, rather. No, yeah, we're just gonna do, yeah, let's just do it like this. Let's just do a little bit cleaner. So if it's not renderable, this dot visible equals false. And then I'll find a way to delete it later on, but this right here should theoretically work. And I think I'll write like a little test program to see. It's a little bit different than what I was doing with the previous UnPG multi-threading. This should be a lot more efficient actually. But yeah, by reducing the workload on the main thread, we will inevitably allow yeah, by reducing the amount of sprites processed, but then you can still run into stutter if you have too much, but this should insanely improve performance if it works. Else this dot visible equals true. So I'm just going to compile this real quick, see if there's any errors. There shouldn't be any errors at all. Yep. I gotta say, that's weird. That's the first time I've programmed something that complex without without stopping and somehow not run into errors. I need to comment more though. Wait a minute, no, that can't be like that. That's not gonna work. All right, so okay, so when we create it, we're doing this, and then we're doing a work. Then we need the renderable false, and we need a creation ID. See ID equals this dot, what was it? No, that's not going to work either. We can't do that. We'll figure this out. We will figure this out. I think right after this stream, golly, what is wrong with my throat? Sorry, heads up, guys. I'm going to do a big AF throat clear. Okay, so, oh, that's so much better. Golly. So what's the best way of handling this? Okay, my brain, I'm like looping in my brain right now. It had an echo and reverb? Magic, dude. I am a robot. You knew it all along? Yeah, it's true, dude. Okay, so what's going on? All right, we post the message to the worker, and it was just called worker. Yeah, not post message. Maybe we don't need to post a message directly. Yeah, we do. Is there like a dot then for the worker thing when it's, because that would actually help an insane amount. Oh boy, this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the thing. So yeah, we can send over the data, but when receiving it back, it's just gonna, if one is, how'd you feel if I criticize your code for a sec? Go ahead, dude. Heck, please do. I feel fine about criticism. Trying to figure out. What the crap? So we send over the Sprite link thing. That target is equal to e. Yeah, I don't know. It should automatically send that over. So then it's gonna be. What's the best way to handle this? Oh, dude! Holy crap! We don't even need to loop through. Oh, heck yes! Heck to the yes! Okay, so target.sprites e dot. What was it? What was the name of the thing? Oh my gosh! Garget. Equals x e dot data dot x y. Oh yeah, well, no, we don't even need to do that. We just do renderable. No, we do need the x and y. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. Oh my gosh, this is good. Equals e.data.renderable. Right? Yeah, that should do it. I'm just gonna do a screenshot and just. Because YouTube has a character limit? Okay. Send it over real quick and I'll check it out. My mind just went poof? It did. It did. Yep, there we go. So underscore renderable. You're right. Yeah. Oh, you know what? You're right. Let's fix this. Oh my gosh. I'm smart. Thank you, Emmy. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Yeah. This man is a company. Shut up. But yeah, I don't know if we should. I'm joking. Everyone does dumb stuff. Yep. Especially when your brain becomes a walnut because of things. Alright, so now we're setting the thing to renderable. Okay, I just need to clear my mind entirely and go through what's going to happen when we send a message. Okay, so when you send a message, the message processes and it sets a variable called renderable. A value called renderable. Okay, and then it resends this where it gets processed here, and then we have a target ID. That's naturally part of the thing. So, Sprite, target ID, set, or is being set to the renderable value. So now the Sprite link, which is that, should have the value of renderable. So this should work. It should work all together. It should just immediately work. I'll keep on running. I'm gonna reach for the stars. Alright, so. Yeah, there's no errors. There shouldn't be any errors at all. Now let's go ahead and write a test Sprite thing. So. Matter of fact, we're gonna do an async style. So await async. Oops. Async. Like that. Any chance that we have to go async? Oh yeah, you know what? This might actually throw an error because ES5 it doesn't support asynchronous style. Yeah, okay, yeah, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because that would actually not be backwards compatible. So we're just going to do the old-fashioned way. Matter of fact, when I used async earlier, did we use an async function yet? No, okay. Actually, we can get around that. We can do it around that by doing this. We can do const main proc equals async. Yeah, we can do that. See, by doing that, that's not going to have an error. It does have an error. Why? I guess if we want it compatible with everything, we can't use async right now. Okay, that's fine. Update to make his MV versions or MV's version of Node.js. You can, but it's jank. It's really it's real jank to do. Matter of fact, people who are using older versions of RPG Maker MV, generally that's the #1 thing that makes it obnoxious. If that makes sense. That's one of the things that makes it incompatible with recent scripts. It's not the version of MV per se, but it's the version of Node that it used. Okay, so let's big brain right here. Const osb equals scene base dot prototype dot start scene base dot prototype. This is just for testing. Start this function osb dot apply this arguments. And to get rid of this error, we need to declare var any. Alright. So then we're going to create a couple of sprites. So for let I equals 0 is less than 5, I plus plus. We're going to do this dot sprites equals array. This dot sprites dot push new use sprite new bitmap. I'm just going to give it an empty bitmap. 50, 50. And we got to declare bitmap. No looking back, I'll keep on running, I will reach for the stars. Okay, so, in theory, when we launch this, we should be able to do scene manager dot scene dot sprites. And there they are. All 5 of our sprites are right here. There is no errors. They're being created. We have the creation data. We have everything working exactly as it should. So I'm going to do sprites 0.process real quick. No, process is not a function. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. I named it wrong, but I'm just going to do it up here. This dot process. So right now we're sending information. So we're gonna see how the. Oh yeah, I gotta compile it. Yeah, we're sending information to see if it gets sent back properly. It's not gonna return anything, but if it works, there's not gonna be an error message. Yep. All right. So, just to make 100% sure. Yep, there we go. There's no error messages. It's returning undefined because like it doesn't return anything. Yes, awesome, excellent. So our multi-threading is now working, and it seems without error. So that's pretty awesome. Like we straight up big brained the F out of that, dude. Oh, I feel so happy right now because of that. Oh my gosh, I never did that before, yo. What? Normally I would have like errors out the wazoo. This shows you I've been coding way too freaking much. Yeah, I've been coding a lot, especially like with the commission thing. I actually have help with the commissions now, but I'm kind of scared because like new commission requests have stopped coming in, which makes me happy, but it also kind of scares me. But yeah, I have help with the people doing commissions now. It was starting to get a little overwhelming. There was like an insane amount of requests that just bombarded me, and I'm like, holy crap, this is cool. Oh wait, how am I gonna deal with this? So I recruited 2 programmers and stuff. And Shad, by the way, does music. If anyone wants to recruit, yeah, which I'll make a video of that later. So yeah, we effectively now have. Are you able to tell us some of the commissions you've gotten? Yes. One of them you will be seeing in the future, because I'm going to be making a video on it. It's the coolest one that I have ever freaking done in my life. Ooh, it's going to be so fun. Ooh. Okay, so basically it's like a sort of minigame collection system. It's like maybe, if I can remember, 4 or 5, maybe 6 total minigames. And yeah, some of them are side scrollers, which is like super cool. They are mini games, so it's not like full on side scroller engine style stuff. But yeah, dude, it's so cool. Like one, you have to jump across certain things and whatnot. I don't really want to say too much, because he did say that I can make, he'd be happy if I made a video on it. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So I'm gonna be making a video on this as soon as it's, up and stuff. Dude, it is cool, okay? I don't know how to explain it otherwise. It is freaking sweet. It is my favorite thing I've ever done. Because side-scrolling minigames, think of Lion King on the Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, whatever you want to call it. Think of Sonic, what? Obviously, my brain just does not want to compute anymore because it big-brained the crap out of this, and it is now wanting to shut down. So, yeah, anyways, it's cool. It's cool. Think of Lion King, on Sega, something similar to that. Effing sweet, dude. Also, I'll be right back. I am starving. One sec. Alright, I'm back. I got me some donuts, dude. Like, you know how you get shaky, like, when your sugar's low and stuff? I just got that. Oh my gosh, these are so good. Sorry for eating on stream. This is like this, what is that? Intineni's, wait. Intaman's softies. It's got like, yeah, it's really cool. Shaky because excited? That too. Probably. No, but it's like that low sugar thing where you get like cold sweats and all that. So I'm eating some donuts. As long as I keep everything out of my cavities, generally my teeth don't hurt that bad. Oh man, if there's something stuck in there, I can't get it out. Oh, it's gonna be a nightmare, dude. I have a cavity because like my tooth broke. Well, I've been having cavities, but the back tooth broke a while back, and it wouldn't bother me until recently. But yeah, like once it broke, that was it. It didn't matter if I brushed like 10 times a day. That tooth began to, you know, decay and stuff, so it was like wrecked. Yeah, dude, don't delay. Trust me, whatever the dentist, like whatever fear you might have of the dentist, trust me, tooth pain is worse. This comes from a guy who has anxiety, so he knows like what fear is and like how it feels like. But oh my gosh, tooth pain, arguably worse. Well, not really. Anxiety would be worse because you feel helpless, you know? You feel like you want to, you know, you feel like you're not going to live. You feel like it's all over with anxiety, so I guess anxiety is technically worse than tooth pain, but oh my gosh, I can't stand tooth pain. Okay. Okay, so yeah, now that we have our multi-threading working, we can actually get started on the part that does all the grass and stuff like that. I'm gonna reach for the stars tonight. So I'm thinking of doing the grass slightly different, but let me know what you guys think. Should we have the grass be something similar to patches like this, where like it's better on the grid, or should we have it still like slightly off grid? I think we should do the off grid style. I like that more, but you also run into the issue of the grass, like sometimes getting on like a wall. So hold on, if I change this, the issue that we were having currently, well, one of the issues that I was having currently, is if you had a wall right here and you had like grass right here, grass would be like growing on the wall. Although, you know what? No. There's a way we can get around that actually. Yeah, no. We can get around that. No, yeah, forget that. I just thought of a way around that. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to be focusing on is the editor. So let's just go ahead and create that real quick. UnPG editor mode. Alright, so we declared that. There we go. Now you guys can see like a little bit more code. Huh. Just gonna rename that. So SMS for scene map start. Should be on a new window. Ooh, you know what? I'll do that. I like that. That's really cool. But at the same time, ooh, heck yeah, dude. Yeah, like we can have all the options over there, but still have it show the grid like we did before. Oh my gosh, yes. Pi, we're doing it. We're doing it, Pi. HTM. We're doing it. We're heckin' doing it. Create editing tools. Datamap.meta. Enable editor. We'll just call it that. Enable editor. This dot create editor tools. I gotta go declare data map real quick. Why do I keep accidentally mistyping declare? So scene map dot prototype dot create editor tools something. Yeah, it really does. It feels better that way. I can see how that would feel better. Yeah. Still shaky, so I need to melt. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Again, sorry for eating on stream. Oh my gosh, like the other day, it was hilarious. We had my ferret. She was out in like, there's a big parking lot and down where the movie theater is. And you know, since it's empty and everything, we take her there. There, she was having fun. There's like a little field next to there as well. You just did the smarts? What'd you do? But yeah, and then I ended up sneezing. And it was the wettest sneeze I've ever had. I was like, here! And it was like, oh my gosh. my dad jumped back in like the most hilarious way. It was funny. It was like a spray bottle, he said. But like, what'd you do, Lynx? Okay, so I'm making a car game and I want cars to be changed. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. You can just like recall the function, kind of like very similar to how fast forwarding works. You just like double up the function thing, but different. Oh, I'm glad you figured it out. Node WebKit, open new window. Wait a minute. We'll just copy and paste. We'll just copy all this real quick and see if it works. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Cannot find name because I didn't define it, but it still doesn't mean that there's an error there. Unless an NW does not exist within character editor tools of undefined. That process, that's why. Oops. Gotta recompile it. Bag nabbit. I'm getting in too big of a hurry. Oh my gosh. Get out of here. It's weird to code without having the overhead. Done yet. I can't deal with DirectX 12 right now. Yeah, dude, after dealing with DirectX 12, most stuff shouldn't even be a problem for you anymore, you know? Alright, so let's compile this and try it out. Let's see. We need the map tag enable editor. Shouldn't be any errors, right? Yep. There it is. Okay, good. It does work. Alright. So let's just leech off of their code. There's a sample thingy. I'm gonna reach for the stars. Alright, now we can do unlisten to the minimize event, remove all listener. Why would you do that? Alright, create window and get it. All right. I want to examine this and like see the functionality that we can do. All right. Oh, it was already console logging it. No, it wasn't. It just happened twice because who knows? Or 3 times? What is happening? Like, why is it constantly? Whatever. All right. So frame ID, height. We have menu, title, XY, zoom level. But we don't have a way of sending information. Okay. And on top of that, it doesn't close the other process. Yeah, so we can do when.on close E. Let's do, yeah, let's just do that. New when dot close. I'm gonna reach for the stars. Let's see. Now. Aw, dag nabbit. Alright, son of a hooker, I locked this thing in. Let OC equals. Okay, I need to find out the original process they had. Should be in. Yeah, it should be in the library. Node.js. Where is it? Like, how do they handle the... Okay, well then, we'll just do this. When.close. Infinite loopage for the win. Let's see if it causes it to crash. Think that'll work. Son of a dank meme. Okay, Node.js exit process. Oh, process.exit. Declare process. I'll keep on running. There we go. Yes. Now that we got that working. Holy cow, we've been going on 2 hours already? What? I don't want to end the stream just yet, though. So let's see. Alright, so we're gonna change the open path. JS/plugins /htm /editor.html HTML H1 editor edit le open. Hey Zyle, yesterday the wind was blowing super strong in my garden. Trees on crazy. It reminded me of your realistic trees. Cool. I think. I'm not 100% sure how cool that is, but cool. Yeah, dude, we're using Typescript now because Typescript... Somehow I big-brained earlier as well. Yeah. Why do I keep opening the wrong stuff? Okay. Anyway, yeah, TypeScript is amazing. I love TypeScript. TypeScript is bae. Alright, so it should open up the editor now. Yep, edit, let open, there we go. You know what? Discord? Suck it. Tired of accidentally opening you because my big brain doesn't want to brain right now. And cannot stare at a white screen. I need to set my background from blue to black so it's not... Actually, no, I'll just maximize the chat window. There we go. Bring this back over here. There we go. So yeah, the multi-threading, everything is working perfectly fine now. Yeah, we're just doing like a really simple check. Just double checking to make sure it should be... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, because it's the... Okay, yeah. That should also work. Setting it's renderable. Just to verify, we do... Yeah, Sprite link, and then Sprite link is... Yeah, there we go. We post a message, we send over all the data, and then we have the target here. The Sprite link is linked to that. Okay, yep. Oh, Zao, you want to see something weird? Dude, when you use multi-threading in MV, let me close the little pop-up window here that shows up. Look, so you know how you can move around, right? But if you open the console window, well, right now it's not doing anything, but for some jank magic reason, opening the console window when multi-threading is like doing a lot of stuff, it makes it be like, yo, I'm just gonna not update. Like the main window process does, I hate when I do that by accident. The main window process does update, but basically the sub processes don't, or rather the main process doesn't receive the things that the sub processes are trying to send it. So because of that, you end up with like remarkable, insane lag, like 1 frame per like 3 seconds or something, 1 to 3 seconds, until you close the console log. If you close the little developer window, then it goes back to normal. It's so weird. And then it only happens like when, well, I haven't tried any other ways, but yeah, when you're using JavaScript worker threads. Super weird. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's, yeah. You're banned. Dude, multi-threading is a pain in the rectum to get right, man. Even if you do have it working correctly, it's not, if it's not synchronized, like if one process goes a little overboard, it's gonna desync and cause stutter. It's gonna cause all kinds of madness, and shoehorning in an MV be more difficult than starting from scratch. You'd be surprised. Here's how I'm doing multi-threading this time around. I'm making things a lot easier on myself. So we create the worker threads, okay, and then we send Sprite information to the worker threads, like X, Y, width, and height, and then we send the screen data over, screen width and screen height. And literally this time around, all I'm doing is a simple check to see if the sprite's on screen. Now, that's not that much of an overhead, but I'm leaving this here because, yeah, we're going to do more in the future. But for now, though, for the sprites, I'm making this a lot easier on myself than I did last time. I'm literally just having the threaded process check and see if the sprite's on screen. And if it is, it sets a renderable flag. That renderable flag will then later on get processed to see if there are objects within that area, and if they are, create and delete the sprites in real time. Not just toggle the visibility like we're doing here for the testing, but literally completely remove and re-add the sprites later while updating their positionings. So yeah, in theory, it should severely, like, drastically improve performance. It is very neat. Thank you, appreciate that. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot more than that. But for now, though, we're just checking the positions. But that can still be used with object stored based on X and Y. So you don't really necessarily need an array. So you don't need to iterate through every single array entry. Each sprite will have an X and Y value, and you can just do a map check based on that X and Y. And the screen, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it speeds up a lot. And then that would allow you to either create or destroy the entire sprite itself in real time. So that the main process is literally only rendering whatever's on screen. It doesn't even process the stuff that's off screen. Barely. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, it's... So, like, if you were to have, like, 10,000 sprites, if they go off screen, the main process is literally only processing whatever sprites are on screen. So the 10,000, instead of iterating through all 10,000 to check and see if it's on screen and blah, 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 it's only iterating through what's on the screen. And that really helps speed things up. But the problem with that is the fewer amount of cores that somebody has, the more workload is put onto that core. And obviously, and how this works is right now we're creating just 12 basic ones. And with every new sprite creation, as you can see, we got the USprite class here. With every new sprite creation, we base the thread ID on the remainder of the worker index and whatnot. Long story short, if a sprite gets created on thread 0, then the next one will get created on thread 1 until it loops back around, until however many we have. Now, this, yeah, we have 12 separate processes, so theoretically, if somebody had 12 threads, 12 processing threads, then they can take a lot more advantage over this than somebody with 4. But yeah, it'll still be compatible with people who don't have 12 threads. It's just not gonna work as smooth. But yeah, really complex jank, not jank, but easy setup. So yeah, right now we're creating we have a thread array, and we're creating a worker and a sprites thing. The sprites for that, now this is technically not part of the thread, but that's okay because this contains the information, it contains the renderable flag for the sprite that was created, and then we use a sprite link to link to that sprite. So it's yeah. So that way we don't have to iterate through every single sprite array entry as well. But as soon as the message has been posted, it's going to take the target and tell its flag, whether it's renderable or not. It's going to tell the game whether the sprite is renderable. So that's cool. That prevents us from having to scan through every sprite entry. Actual rendering on threads? No, dude. No, you can't. I tried. Not necessarily what you just said there, like rendering on a thread, but I tried sending the entire sprite information, but you can't send over anything that has like circular values as in the object. So you would have to stringify the object, but remove. And yeah, anyway, it ended up pointless. All you need to do is send over a little bit of data. Has there a way to find out how many threads a computer has? With Node.js, yeah. But with regular JavaScript, hey, what up, Riff boy? Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your stay. But no, I'm curious. Wait, really? It's that simple? Hold on, let's see what this value yields. I'm just gonna... It does! It's that simple, what? Okay, well, instead of setting to 12, we're gonna set it to the maximum amount of threads that the person has. That's cool. That's really, really cool. Now. And guarantee hardware threads over logical threads? Yeah, dude. But we don't need to do that, though. I mean, yeah. No, actually, no, Xyle. If you did that, that wouldn't be good. Because if somebody disabled hyperthreading, then it would only use 2 of their 4 cores. Like if you have a quad core and you have it hyperthreaded and all that. Besides, you still have to rely on operating system jankness. So I say we just keep that, you know, the way it is. That's super cool, though. That way you could make a menu option in the future for the resident. Mini games divided by 2 still. Even people without hyperthreading. Wait, seriously, they do? Well, I'm not gonna do that. That's really interesting, though. It would improve performance theoretically, if the operating system knows how to frickin' throw the dang process into an unused thread. Theoretically, though, it would. But if you have hyperthreading enabled and you're only using 4, there's a chance. Trust the OS? No. No, never trust the OS. But yeah, there's a chance that it's going to throw the process on a logical thread instead of the actual core itself anyways. Always trust the OS? Never trust the OS. Never. Unless it's Linux. Then you should always trust it. Because you can modify something if you... Hey, what language are the scripts in your RGB? They use JavaScript. And, yeah. I'm using Typescript here to write, but it compiles down to JavaScript. So yeah, that should work like right off the bat. There's no errors, man. Stop telling me there's like a declaration issue. I gotta recompile that. There we go. It's like, this value has already been defined. Alright. Threads. There we go. Yeah, it creates them. Look, based on the amount of the... Yes! Oh my gosh. Pi 2.0, thank you, dude. Thank you for, like, having me look that up, because that is super cool. If you're actually using threads properly, the OS will balance it for the best performance perfectly. Oh, there. I hate that we have to rely on that, but at the same time, if it does a good job, less work for me, so thank you. But I hate having to rely on a possibility, you know what I mean, Xyle? Kind of Ultra, yes. We're, in a way, doing it over again, but we're making it open source now, so, like, anyone can... Yeah. It's gonna be under the GPL 3. General Public License 3. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be an open source project. Though I know like very little about the Git thing, but that's okay because Lynx uses Git for his school. So for his schoolwork or something like that, I think he said. And he's gonna help me out with understanding how Git works. So best we can do hence be on our side. Hey, look, I have the same number of threads as the CPU, and they're super busy right now. Not just making it open source, but improving it too. Yeah, that as well. Yeah, we're improving it greatly since last time. Oh yeah, and Xyle, about relying on the operating system. Another thing with that is, like, theoretically, you should be able to get the same amount of performance on Linux, Windows, and Mac, right? But if you rely on, okay, if the way the operating systems handle the threads, processes, and whatnot, there's a chance that one's going to perform a lot worse than the other, even though you have like this same hardware, and I hate that. I don't know why. That just bugs the crap out of me. But it's something that we're unfortunately not going to be able to ever do anything about. But still, oh my gosh, it's obnoxious. Also, Xyle, which operating system has like the best management that you know about? The best thread management? Okay, yeah, we'll do it, Links. Varies. I guess it really depends on Yeah, I can see how. Oh well. Node.js like is pretty decent for like multi-threading stuff. Now that we have worker threads are a thing. Have you worked with singletons? Such a thing might be useful for your application as well, if they are a thing in JavaScript. Singletons? What's a singleton? I'll look it up real quick. Get dunked on? Is that a drug? In software engineering, the singleton pattern is software design pattern restricts the such a class single. Just well, exactly one object is needed to coordinate actions across the system. I mean, it might be useful, but I don't know. Windows NT kernel was pretty good. That reminds me of when you said Windows NT, that reminded me of the Windows Millennium Edition thingy, whatever that was. Linux has some amazing thread tools. It's particularly handy on Android. Yeah, dude, I noticed a lot of stuff that uses multi-threading like will run better on Android, and I don't know why. For example, like Game Boy Advance emulators. Me and Shad were talking about this the other day as well. Visual Boy Advance, for example, it stutters for some unknown reason, but VBA, the thing for the, gosh dang it, what I'm trying to say, oh, I can't think of it. It's like a ARM port or whatever. MGBA. Yeah. All right. Linux has some. Oh, I already read that. Duh. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't stutter at all on Android, even though it's technically the same thing. Almost like the fundamentals, the core itself is basically the same thing, just compiled for ARM, and it's like infinitely better. So I don't know if the stuttering is because like the weird rendering library they use or what, but what's a GBAS stream when? That's a good question. That's a good question, Jakub. Alright, so let's actually make the editor now. Let's do style. Nah, let's make a link thing. Oops. It's so weird, like, typing on a keyboard that you're... Okay, style.css. Also, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I do. Because, like, anything, we're just going to custom pad stuff anyways. By the way, do you know AFUD GBA? Okay, yeah. Support like GBA. I don't know, VBA got up to like 60,000 FPS on. It's not a frame rate issue. Yeah, it's probably the renderer that they're using. They're probably using something like the heck was it called? It's a very basic it's a C++ library, and it's used for making like GUI, but on the cheap. SDL2, yes, thank you. Yeah. And it's good, unless you don't use it properly. Like, I'm guessing that they were probably just using some standard jank, like canvas or whatever, to throw the rendered graphics from the GBA on. And if that's the case, then yeah, that's gonna definitely cause stutter. Even if your rendering method is OpenGL or whatever, if you're just using some standard basic like display thing, then it's gonna not synchronize properly, and it's just gonna be jank. Xyle knows what I'm talking about. It's kind of like what OBS used to do. OBS back in the old days. I don't know if it still does it, but OBS back in the old days, it used a bad renderer, like for the actual rendering part, and it caused stutter in your recordings, your streaming. And yeah. $2 and 15 minutes. It's so weird to stream that long. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. It's so weird to stream that long, and yet it feels like it just recently started or something. Are all software? My frame buffer, Windows closest thing to the GDI Plus. Use my trigger before AV. Yeah, dude. Dude. Really? Seriously, Xyle? Dude, it used GDI Plus. No freaking wonder it had like stutter, because that makes sense. That explains why freaking I prefer, you know, Android for emulation over Windows any friggin' day, because I've always had like a bad experience with like stuttering and whatnot. GDI Plus does suck. Let's admit it. Let's just be honest. It does. A lot of stuff uses it. As a matter of fact, I think Chrome uses GDI Plus, don't they? For like their main thing. For like the rendering part, like the basic stuff. They think they use GDI, right? Because it would be immensely, it would be like really heavy if they didn't. I feel like. You don't think so these days? I hope not, because that would be weird. But at the same time, like, I feel like it would be, I mean, yeah, it would be pretty heavy to, no, actually, it'd be better. Huh. Huh. Oh yeah, there's issues with my scripts, having compatibility issues for some magic unknown reason. But yeah. Anyway, Chrome on macOS suffered from software rendering for ages. They recently got hardware accelerated, which stopped Chrome on Mac being a furnace. Well, I'm glad I didn't get, you know, my Mac before then, because I've been using Chrome, and thankfully it did have hardware acceleration. It's recent. They just recently got hardware acceleration on Mac. What the heck? Also, Safari is an alright browser. Like, some people might you know, be like, ew, it sucks because it's the default or some hot garbage like that. It's pretty good. It's not quite as efficient at managing tabs and whatnot. Don't you just love magical jank? Jank dank? I do. Oh, that's hot garbage, Xyle. Yeah, I thought it was like that already though, so I can't really say that's hot garbage. I thought it was already like that with Windows and stuff. It was done to use Chrome over Safari back in the day, but now it doesn't matter to either one. Yeah. Wait, there's a device connection sound playing? There's... Wow. RIP. I'm using Boot Camp on my Mac, and I'm using that to stream my desktop. To avoid any like stream overhead and whatnot, so for when we test and all that. I want like the, you know, the raw performance to be shown basically, without having anything else like trying to desktop capture, messing with frame buffers or anything like that. So, which also causes stutter, by the way, and desync and weird stuff to happen. That's why if you can, I highly recommend not capturing your screen the normal way, like ever. And if you can, just use a capture card because your life is going to be a lot better. Write code. Oh, yes, ma'am. I can actually stream with like any of this, but I don't want to. Your mom doesn't want to. Okay, so let's let's style type none. We're gonna do, well, we already have margin and padding 0 pixels because we did the asterisk, which basically represents everything. So ULLI list. Wait, what? Padding, padding, 12 pixels. Pardon. This. Yeah, so it's YX, right? It's like backwards for, yeah. So let's do 4 pixels and 12 pixels. Just let me throw together a thing real quick to see. Okay, I don't have to recompile because, like, yeah, it just literally opens up the page. Okay, yeah, there, we got it right. Okay, display, inline block. Xyle's a man now? Xyle was always a woman. Don't let him fool you. Actually, no, Xyle is gender neutral. Xyle can become male or female at will. Okay, so we're getting rid of the background thing now. Actually, no, well, let's do a gradient. Linear gradients. I forgot how the linear gradient thing works. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, well, fine. Let's just generate something and see why. All right, so we got the degrees. So let's do 90 deg because we want it to go down from top to bottom. Or maybe, okay, so then never mind. That's, it would be 0. So 0 degrees. Then we have the color 0% and the color up to 100%. Okay. Ooh, you know what? I actually kind of like that color. What? It's like a dark blue, right? Yeah, I like that. And then the next color up, let's have it be something like that, and then let's do the color white. So let's see how that looks. I like that. Barely see it though. Oh. We were just doing a solid color. That looks good. I like that. Yeah. Only now we just need to invert it. So start with like a very bright and then go to like something somewhat dark. A bit like that. And get rid of the color. Let's see that. Looks like an okay button, I guess, but still too pale, I guess. So let's try something different. Let's try like a different color entirely. So let's do like an orange button. Orange, you happy? I didn't. Okay, stop. Orange and yellow style. Kinda. And let's like give it a box shadow. See how that looks. Oh, that's oogly. Okay, somebody give me colors. Just do black and white, I guess. Black and like gray. Huh? Wait a minute, what? 0 degrees, RGB, 0%, RGB. What? What kind of jankness happened there, dude? That was weird. Orange and white look good together often. Black to red. Okay. We'll try both of those, but I like that. It's really dark though. So black to red, let's try that. Something like that. It looks nice, but it's a little bit still too... Okay, so you said white and orange? Yeah. Orange and white won't work for that? I didn't think so either. I just didn't want to say anything. Let's try like a blue, back to blue again, but let's do something like that. And then like maybe give it a text shadow. I like that. There we go. Yes, I like that. That's a good looking button. So let's border radius 12 pixels. Hey Mr. Cram, how's it going? I was writing my own code and her giving me colors. So right now we are, well, we just finished multi-threading support and working on like a Sprite. We finished a Sprite class that takes advantage of multi-threads basically. Long story short. And right now we're working on the editor. The editor is like a little pop-out thing. Box shadow, 0px, 0px, 2px, black, text shadow, 0px, 1px, 0px, number 333 or something. That looks good, right? It's a good looking button. Not the gumdrop button. Yes, the gumdrop button. I like that. That looks like a good button. I know. It's bugging the heck out of me too, but I'm gonna keep it there. Just trigger people. Actually, no, I'm not, because I gotta add the things. Okay, so let's throw all this into a nav. So I can probably do something like with that a little bit later on as well. Something stylish. Ease. I see what you did there, Yakub. I see what you did there. How dare you. This stream is rated E for everyone, okay? Rated E for ease? No, stop. Damn. Alright, so let's... Alright, what kind of option menu system do we want to have now, though? Now that we can have, like, literally anything. Maybe like a... No, I don't want to do draw and erase. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we can do like a theme system. Ooh. Input. Wait. Select ID equals theme. Option disable default selected. Hidden. Theme. So let's see how this looks real quick. Also, I'm going to keep this open now so I can just like refresh the thing. Yeah. Oh, I can't refresh it. Yeah, I can. So this is a little bit ghetto, but if I want to refresh it, I just do that. Okay. Let's see. This needs to style equals float left. There we go. Grass. Let's just do this foliage instead of grass. Yeah. And then we can do trees. Foliage, tree, path. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. Idea. UL style equals float right. And then we can do this. We can do save. Let's just have like a save button for now. We're gonna have two options right here. So we're gonna have theme and we're gonna have object. Yep, here we go. Object and theme. There we go. Alright, so how this is gonna work. Damn. I love how there's a dab emote. Are you serious? That thing is amazing. Everyone in chat, dab. Yeah, so we're gonna option. Right. Yeah, okay. Grass. Flowers. Plants. So we're gonna have like an option to make some other kind of random stuff besides just grass. I read dab and grass at the same I was thinking grass and I read dab. You will not dab? You better dab. Yeah, dude, Rift Boy, you get pro points for that. You had a text box that shows how much a certain item displayed. Basically, small info, performance option. Oh yeah, we're gonna have that. Yeah, definitely. Please explain how grass can dab. Very carefully, Lynx. Pi, you know what's up too. Yeah. Come on, Lynx, Chad, and Yakub. Copy and paste that jazz right now. I know Yakub tried. Riff knows what's up. Oh yeah, dude, it's a dab party. That's not a dab. I can't copy it. What the crap? There we go. This will be part of the Pledge of Allegiance. I will not do that. I pledge of allegiance. I will not dab. Plants. Pants. No, shade. We'll have like the theme options based on what you select. No dab for you or anyone for that matter? Why not? Cat in a box? What is that thing? I want that. Copy it. I love that thing. Peanut butter dreamer time. Peanut butter dreamer time. Alright, so yeah, we got plants, shade. I was thinking water, but I don't know how to do like I don't know the best way of going about adding water. Yeah, I do. Oh my gosh. I wanna reach for the stars. Yeah, so like the water, we can just do like a mask. How are you getting all these emotes? I want it. That's an adorable little pudding. I want it. There it is. Bam. Oh, I see them. Okay. YouTube mobile. That's so cool, though. Remember to wash your hands. Links. Your mom is a hand wash. My commission email didn't go through. Why not? Resend it. Resend it until it does. Spam that jazz. Or I can relay it for you for a small fee of like 30,000. 30,000? Yeah, something. Rip boy, no. No. Monkey in progress. Construction worker in progress. Construction monkey. YouTube monkey in progress. Oh, that makes sense. So yeah, we got shade, water, grass, flowers, plants. What else do we need? I feel like for the map editing thing. Okay. Okay, yeah, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of the nav. I nav it. No, I did that. We're gonna do a category here. So foliage. Oh yeah, and we could do BR the crap out of that. Oh, ooh, you know what? Hold on. Oh, I can reload it down. Oh no. Okay, yeah, we're not doing that. All right. Foliage. Yeah, I think we'll add the nav back, but like I'll just, instead of using nav like the traditional way, I'm just gonna use that as like a stylizer for the categories. Game is much louder than my voice. Oh, I wish I would have known that, 2 hours ago. It's okay though. There we go. Now it should be about even. Dag friggin' nabbit. Oh well. No, you're okay. It's okay, Rift. It's okay. I get it, man. I know how much you hate me. That's planned. Now, speaking of stream, though, I'm actually gonna end off the stream now because it's 2.5 hours, and yeah, I don't want to burn myself out. So, later today or tomorrow? I know it'd be a joke. I know. Yeah, later or tomorrow or whatever. And yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out. Bye, fellas. Thank you all for joining, and I'll see you all next time. Since I can figure out how to end the stream.